podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Taylor. This is my co-host,
Brooks McWhorter.
This is the podcast studio.
I just thought of when you said that. You know that freaking song from back in the day. I don't know how old we were, but this is the story of a girl.
I literally said they did.
Oh, that's like one of those songs that like me and Sarah were saying this the other day when I heard it. It's like one of those songs that I put in the same category of like songs that I have no idea what the name is, who sings it, but I can
know the words.
I know the words, like, and it's like in the same, or at least the melody, like you know that one that's like. There's that other song like dun, 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 dun. It's like I know that song, but I have no idea who sings it or what it's from.
Another one too is She's So High.
Oh yeah.
Who sings that?
I have no idea.
No idea. But it's there.
I have no clue. So
what you got for us today, buddy?
Ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Start out with this one because I feel like we've talked about it for quite a while, or not quite a while, but it's a good one. So I thought of this on the way over here, but. People say to hyper focus, to not get distracted and keep your eyes on the goal. Like whether you have a business, whether you just have a goal that you're trying to achieve, yada, yada. But while there's a balance to that, because how do you balance that hyper focus and making sure you're concentrating on one thing, not jumping all the way around, but how do you balance that with being aware of and watching for emerging opportunities?
Ooh. That's a good one, Coach.
Yeah, dude, I'm killing it today.
How you doing, Coach? Dude, it's so finite. Like, I feel like people ask these questions, and the answer is like you'll only ever really know the answers to these questions once you've gone through it for yourself. Because there are so many variables that like I can't answer that question without knowing all of the variables in your particular situation.
Exactly, because it's not cut and dry.
Yeah, it's not cut and dry. It's not like, oh well, if the emerging strategy feels right, go for it. No, it's like it is such a specific question that it's like, okay, let's just play through it. Okay, let's play through it. Let's talk about a good example. We'll just use me personally because this is my personal experience.
Just use an emerging opportunity that you've seized already. So
a good example of this would be after I got sober.
Yeah, I was like, we.
Same with you. Same with you.
Yeah.
Once I got sober, we had finished hair school. Okay, I had spent a year,
somehow
1,600 hours. Plus, I had to go back several hundred hours when I transferred schools. So probably closer to like 2,000 hours of hair school.
Same.
Over a year. Spent 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, training to do this thing.
Making nothing but BAH money.
Yep, nothing but BAH money so that we could go do hair. And then I did some remodel work. That's kind of how Brooks and I made extra money in school. We did remodel work, and I ended up remodeling the thing for Spencer, and then we ended up starting the tree business, okay?
Yeah.
Now, that is a perfect example of when to follow an emerging strategy versus when to stick to the plan you had been doing, okay? We had spent so much time, and for a lot of people, it's like, oh, well, I just spent so much time doing this, I'm going to see it through. Why did you change? For me, it was, I really liked doing hair, but I wasn't super in love with it. Like we had spent so much time, I feel like I had, like we were following, all of the hair guys, like Hair God Zito, Phil Wolf, and like Maddie Conrad, and all these things, and I had learned so much, but I other than talking to you about it, there wasn't like a whole lot of people I could talk to about it for hours on end. And then I met Spencer, and when I was doing his remodel stuff, we started talking about business and real estate, and like I just really enjoyed being, kind of like picking his brain. And then, it turned into like more of a mentor thing. And when we started the business together, I told him I needed to think about it because I had just spent so much time, doing the hair stuff. I chose to go down that route because at that particular moment in time, I met someone who had the things that I wanted to have with his marriage, with his family, with his kids, with his business, with his life, with his investments. Right. And I didn't know whether or not I would have a chance or opportunity like that in my life again to jump into business with someone to learn.
And also it's easier to follow someone else's framework than it is to, I mean, I'm not to say that you can't start your own business. I'm just saying we're not reinventing the wheel here.
No.
Like it's a good thing to do is watch the people around you, and if
learn.
they're doing a good job,
Yeah.
do what they're doing. You don't have to be like that. They're doing a really good job. I want to get there, but I want to do it totally differently.
Totally different, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
follow
why?
the path, yeah, and then expand on it once you have some success.
Exactly.
But it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I can always go back to doing hair. If this sucks and I hate it, it doesn't work, I can go back. I have the license now. But I don't know when I'll get this opportunity again. Mm-hmm. So the emerging strategy became, I'm going to follow this path because I can always go back. But I can't find this.
You know that you can hyper-focus and obsess on hair and come up with a path.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
This is better.
This is
for
better
me right now.
For me right now. And I can always go back to that. But I can't go back to this.
Exactly.
So that's why I followed that emerging strategy. And that in essence is like a good way for me to explain to people how there are so many different variables. Like for you, maybe that situation to go into business with your friend will always be there. So you don't need to change your path because you can go do that whenever.
Or it wasn't right for you. Like because essentially what you're saying is on paper, like if you wrote out what you did without all the variables and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I went to 2 years of hair school and then immediately started a tree business. People will be like, what a waste of time.
What a waste of time.
But it's not.
It's not. Because I learned a lot in hair school. I learned a lot of discipline.
You have a whole ass skill
that I can do if everything else
that
fails.
people need at the end of the world.
Yeah, 100%. So it's like this. It's a very nuanced question, and for all of you people out there, it's the questions you should probably ask yourself are you happy with the path that you're on?
Mm-hmm.
Are you leaving the path because it became somewhat difficult and you're just uncomfortable?
Do you see a clear path to where you want to be using what you're currently...
Yep. Are you on the path without a dream? Are you just meandering? Like, are you just on this path building a business because you think it's good? Or can you see yourself 10 years down the road and be like, that's exactly where I want to be? If you have that kind of clear vision, then you know you're on the right path. Mm-hmm. If you don't, there are lots of people who start business and you're like, what's the goal? And they're like, I don't know, to make money. You're like, cool. Well, what beyond that? And like, nothing. Okay, well, what do you want to do next year? Nothing. I just want to make more money. Then you're probably not on a great path because you don't. And you're probably not going to make more money. You don't care about it. You're just chasing money. So it's like, I'm not even saying chasing money is bad, but if you have goals and visions, then you're probably on a good path. So don't worry about changing it. Just stick to it if it's difficult, and be patient with it. I've been on this path for 5 years, and I'm just barely getting some success from it. You know, like. That and not even good success. Like it's still difficult. So how bad do you want?
Made $1 million. It's like it's like those people on Shark Tank when they're like we had $2 million in profit and they're like, did you make money on that? And they're like, no, we're $78,000 in debt.
100%.
I'm always just like, oh, so sad.
I feel like that all the time. Yeah.
Like you did these people, like you do all that work to sell $2 million worth of your service or product, and it's like. I lost money on it.
Yeah, I lost money. Sucks it in me. Yep.
It's heartbreaking to watch Shark Tank sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about emerging strategies. There's a lot of questions. You just have to be really clear with what you want in life, and if those things are not in tune with what you want in life, then don't change strategies. You should always be on a path that will give you the things that you want in life. So you need to go back to the very basics. What do I want in life? What do I need to be happy? And if these things aren't going to make that work, then don't do them.
Right. Yeah. So you got that one covered then?
Yeah, I feel like you got that one covered.
Yeah, and I agree with you. As far as emerging opportunities for me, it applies to me in not really a business way. It is more of like I look for any opportunity to prove that I can do pretty much anything. I can figure out anything. But the fact that I've done that over the last 4, 5, 6, pretty much my whole life. But in the last 5 years, more specifically, like if I wasn't able to see Trico as an emerging opportunity, if I was like, no, I'm going to stay the hair path. And then when you asked me to come on, like I could have made money and I was doing fine. But I wouldn't have been anywhere close to where I'm at now. Yeah. And honestly, where I'm at now, I'm a humble person, but like I am highly hireable. Yeah. Pretty much anywhere. Yeah. Cause I'll figure it out. Yeah. And
that is a skill that
I wouldn't have had that if I had just barreled down and focused on only hair. Yeah. I would be able to do hair.
Yeah, that one thing.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And manual labor.
And that is okay. Like if that is your skill, like if you're an illustrator and that's your one skill and you love doing it and that is in tune with your mission and happiness and goal in life, then do it.
Why not?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, emerging strategies are only relevant if they are in tune with your bigger picture.
Yeah.
Here's a serious question for you. If you could only eat one of these two for the rest of your life, which would it be? Tacos or burritos?
Tacos.
Tacos? Really?
I love burritos, but I like tacos more. They're more versatile. They're smaller. They're a snack.
But you can put anything in a burrito.
You can put anything in a taco.
That's fair. Yeah, but burritos are less. I don't know. I feel like it's just like easier to hold, it's easier to manage. No.
I kind of like embracing the mess of tacos as kind of a metaphor for life. You know.
Yeah. Have you seen that? I mean, the guy, he's like, the only way to eat a taco is to hold it over another tortilla, so as the stuff falls out,
exactly.
Taco.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. The fish, all the fish tacos and stuff like that come with like the 2 tortillas. Yeah. I always just grab one of them.
Oh, it's clever. I never thought about that. That's smart.
Nice. Well, if we're doing random questions, I thought about this one this morning. What song do you never skip? And I'll tell you what mine is. Africa by Toto. I don't think that song's ever come on, really? And I've been like,
change it
next. I will listen, and I'll listen to the whole thing. Is my favorite part of the song is that in the last chorus he has a backup singer that just echoes the "I Bless the Rains" part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that guy waited this whole song for that shining moment. Dude, I love that song, dude.
For me, it's "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Tyrell.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one to skip.
I never skip that song.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, that's a tough one to skip.
Still gives me goosebumps to this day.
I'll rewind Remember the Titans to re-listen to that song. Do I have it on Spotify? Yeah.
Yes.
But I'll probably just rewind it.
Absolutely. It's so good.
Dude, my mom, I don't know if I ever told you, this is the funniest thing. This is random too, but we can do a question after. But my mom, is so funny. She, the older generation, is not super tech savvy.
Yeah.
And I could see Sue doing something like this too.
Yeah.
But my mom loves that song, the hoping and praying and loving, It also happens to be at the very beginning of my best friend's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, it's the first thing that plays in the movie. It's like a little fun show of girls in wedding dresses and stuff, and they're singing that song.
Yeah.
My mom has never listened to that song. It's one of her favorite songs in the world. She's never listened to it on CD. I remember when I would come down, my mom would be vacuuming or cleaning the basement, and she would just have that movie on. And that's how she listened to that song. She would just turn on My Best Friend's Wedding and watch the opening scene over and over again.
That.
I'm amazing. Oh my God, Mom.
That's amazing.
I'll get you the CD.
I'll get you the song, Mom.
I'll get you the CD.
Just
CDs
also. An MP3 player with that one song on it.
Exactly, dude.
Here, I got you a Zune.
Mom, are you using this movie as a MP3 player?
Yeah, correct.
So funny.
That's awesome.
But anyways, all right. Question time.
Wait, I have one more food question for you.
Oh yeah.
One more food question.
I can answer food questions all day.
Maybe we'll ask David his opinion on this too.
I don't want to ask David anything.
Okay. Do you want if you had the same amount of meat, okay? Same amount of meat.
What kind of meat?
Would you want ground beef? Would you want one big fat patty or 2 smaller, skinnier patties stacked together?
Oh, I'm all about the smash life.
You're all about the smash life?
I love smash burgers, smash life. I don't like steakhouse burgers, the big fat juicy burgers.
Yeah.
I don't.
So you'd rather have a couple skinny ones stacked?
I would never make myself a regular hamburger with a big fat
David
patty.
eats a cheeseburger every day, or at least ground beef burger every day for lunch. Which one would you rather have?
Smash burgers or
steakhouse. Gross the viewers out, but I like mine medium. So I like some pink in the middle, and smash burgers.
Can't do that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't really get that. Very
so
true.
Like the big fat ones, huh?
I like some fatty burgers.
All right.
some big fatty pinks.
In the middle on the smashers.
Ooh, and your V golden.
Some fatty pinks, bro. I get it.
Dude, no, the best. It's when you see I like it when you. I like fatty ones, but I like when you see the skinny ones. And the cheese on the patties is melting over the sides, and they're double stacked.
And it also crusted over and turned into burnt bits of cheese, dude. Disgusting. I love it.
Let me tell you something, Erica. So I'm in the middle of this Leaf Man challenge, right? I've been doing 2,200.
I know.
calories.
I keep sending you food videos.
Yeah, dude, I hate you for that. I got 5 days left, but literally every single day, I'll tell Erica some new food, and I'm like, I'm breaking this diet on my last day with this.
Yeah.
Because every day I'll be like she had pizza, I haven't had pizza the whole time, and so I was like, I'm breaking it with pizza. But then the next day, we were in the mall, and I walked past the Cinnabon, and I was like, I'm breaking it with the Cinnabon.
That's a tough one, dude. I love Cinnabon.
It changes every day according to what food I see or what smell I smell.
I love Cinnabon, dude. But I send you all these videos and stuff like that, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. And I mean, David knows how good of friends we are.
Yeah.
And you know how good of friends we are. I have never rooted for you to succeed at 75 hard. like, or any of your dumb diets. Every single time I'm just gonna send him like 5 food videos a day until like, and then
the worst part too is that you send them, and then I make I don't know why, like, but I have to watch them.
I have never.
I am always so good.
But I am just never more proud of you than when I watch you struggle. I'm like
suffering. Like,
if I had my way, you know how in 75 hard, like if you mess up, you have to start over.
Yeah.
I could watch you do 75 hard for the rest of your life.
That's cruel.
I'm so happy, dude. I'm so proud of you.
Dude, you gotta send me you sent me one, and you were like, if you can complete this program, I'll cook this for you. But I don't even remember what it was.
Oh yeah, it's somewhere in my messages too.
It looked so good though. It was that salt guy. What was his name?
Salt Tank.
Dude,
he's coming out with merch.
Every sandwich he made. Oh, it was a sandwich, dude.
Yeah.
Every sandwich he makes looks so
they're
amazing.
They're all amazing. But anyways,
who gives him the right to make sandwiches like that?
He's dropping merch on December 1st.
I'll buy some. When I'm wealthy enough, I will fly him to this podcast just to make a sandwich.
dude, it's so awesome, dude. Like, he also has. So he's coming out with this shirt. Like, obviously, I can't.
Also, cut that so that we can tag him in it.
yeah. But it was so funny, dude. Like, the shirt that I'm getting for Christmas is just, you know, like the fridge magnet, like colorful letters, like the alphabet letters, like the colorful whatever kid stuff.
Yeah.
He has a shirt that's dropping on December 1st that just says, I won't say it for the podcast, but it just says, I effing love salami. And I want it so bad.
That's amazing.
It's so funny.
His sandwiches, dude. He made that one that was like, dude. It was like
that was all he did for a long time. It seemed like just sandwiches. So good.
It was that one. You remember? And he was like, he took a bite out. And he's like, it's a good sandwich.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, like those food freaking guys are super inspiring. Like these people, because there's a couple people that I've watched grow from like 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
And they're hanging out with Salt Tank and Owen Hahn and all those guys now. Like they do these like food influencer get-togethers where they all hang out and they like do all these cooking things. It's super inspiring because all they were doing was making food and filming it.
Yeah.
And now all these guys are millionaires. Yeah. Or not millionaires, but close to it, if not.
Yeah.
Like they're doing very, 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 very well.
Dude, I love the cooking videos, the food videos. Honestly,
everyone does. That's why they're rich.
I know. Here's the thing too, like,
God.
A lot of them use like good natural whole looking ingredients, and that just looks so much more appetizing than like anything you see nowadays. Like,
yeah, and it's those little touches too, like that I've like ways that I've changed because I cook a lot now.
Yeah.
But like I used to think that like for sandwiches, you just like take your greens or whatever, and then you put it on a sandwich.
Yeah.
You do not. Like the first time I saw someone take, the spinach, the mixed power greens is what I usually use for like my lettuce or greens in my sandwiches. Like I take them now, throw it in a bowl, and do oil and salt and pepper or seasoning, and that way it's not just lettuce.
Yeah.
Like the first time I saw someone do that, I was like, oh.
They even use they use all different kinds of breads too, like a ciabatta or ciabatta or whatever.
Oh yeah, focaccia.
Yeah, focaccia.
I think it's focaccia.
All kinds of different breads,
so good,
depending on the kind of sandwich.
So good, dude. I mean, there's guys that just do it. But again, like I said, it's super inspiring. Like they picked something and they stuck with it. And I feel like even the food stuff, because I make it. I make the food videos and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you just do it long enough, you get to the point because these guys like they're not crazy talented in the editing department. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them are
some of them are doing wild videos, like with all these crazy shots and stuff like that. But most of them are just like slap, 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 and they just have good light. They just have decent lighting and a delicious recipe.
Products,
I mean, so it's super cool. Anyways, we'll have Salt Tank on one day when I'm hanging out with him because I'm going to all those food influencer things because I'm going to be a food influencer too.
Yeah. All right, what's your question?
But who knows?
You have one more question or what?
I got one, yeah. Let's see. Also, speaking to my Africa by Toto thing, anyone that thinks they're a one-hit wonder can eat their heart out. Hold the Line is also incredible.
Yeah, they have a couple of lines.
Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Yeah, that's a great one. All right, let's do this one's kind of quick-ish. Anyways, let's do and answer this however you want.
Yeah.
It's very vague. It's my vaguest question.
Okay.
But what would you say makes you different from others in your field? You can answer that from the position, because we talk a lot about, I pay my guys well and this and that. Maybe maybe a different way than that. Like what separates you, even not just as a leader and not just as the owner of a tree company, but like what really separates you? Because like,
I can answer that question.
let me see, like, because there are companies out there that also have their guys doing gym time. They also pay their guys well. There's companies out there with great company culture.
Yeah.
So what separates you from those companies that are just like you? Because Trico has great company culture.
Yeah.
What separates you from them?
Couple of things. Most tree guys are honestly so mean to each other, dude. That's why I'm not part of the tree groups, because they're
terrible.
Tree guys are mean, like they're just brutal to each other. They have no respect, and I don't dignify those groups with my presence. Like people are like, oh, you think you're above them? I do. I honestly, that's the answer. Yes, I do think that I'm
correct.
above them,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I don't treat people like that. That is a trash way to act and a trash way to treat people. You're like, oh, like every tree guy thinks that they climbed one big pine. He's got the biggest nuts in the world, and he can talk down to everybody. It's like, dude, cool. We're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all climbing trees. Why do you think that you got bigger nuts than everybody else? You know.
Exactly.
Everyone here is doing big tree work. Like, cool. Get over it.
Yeah, lots of people do crane work.
Lots of
It's
people
not
do crane
special.
work. Yeah, you're not special, dude. And so that makes me different. I don't subscribe to this tree workers mentality. Like, if you honestly, I hope the viewers go and look into it. Like, go look at a couple of arborist pages. Go look at arborist fails. Go look at tree dudes.
Tree guys are terrible. Even the rate my prune.
Garbage. People are mean to each other.
People are so hardcore, dude.
Mean to each
But I mean,
other.
and the tree community is probably one of the worst.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's people like this in everything. Like, like back to the food thing. What did I see the other day? Oh, I really like this. Couple called Britty's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
They're semi new. They only have like 3,000 followers. They started in April.
Yeah.
But I love everything they do. They're awesome. Shout out. But they're awesome. And there was some sort of like comment on one of the things. Like he did like a French dip, and some person was like, "Wow, really? You're really not gonna caramelize your onions all the way?" It's like, shut up, dude.
Why even comment?
It's like, shut up. Well, first of all, you know how I know that you have no life? For the fact that you are commenting on this video with negativity.
With negativity, dude. Dude, honestly, the internet has made it easy for people to say whatever they want and not get slapped in the mouth.
Exactly.
And I got no time for it. That's why I don't respond to negative comments. I just got no time for people's negative crap. Like, some guy commented on my video the other day, and I don't even remember what he said. Somebody said something negative, and I just don't care. And he said this guy commented on, you remember the calories in, calories out video?
Yeah.
He commented on it and said, calories in, calories out have nothing to do with losing weight. They're a unit of measurement. And I was like, what happens if you eat less of that unit of measurement, dude? Do you lose weight? Yeah? Okay, then what are we even talking about?
Ask anyone. Less calories, less weight.
That is literally a scientific fact. Whatever, dude. It was just, I didn't even respond to it. But I don't have time for that negativity. So what makes me different? One, I don't put up with any of that. And two,
you don't put it into the world.
I don't put it into the world. And two, there are two other things. As a company, I live every standard that I preach. And that is a fact. I go to the gym. I make my guys go to the gym. We have it written on our board. Candor, integrity, discipline, and respect. And I hold all of those. In fact, I hold all of those so much that this
the candor one struggles sometimes. We struggle with candor sometimes.
Sometimes candor is a hard one. Yeah, I have a hard time.
Most of the other ones, everyone does it.
Yep. But here accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I did something I shouldn't have done. And what happened was, we were at the gym, and one of my employees was complaining about another employee. And I was also frustrated with that employee. And so I said something I shouldn't have said.
Right.
And the employee that I was frustrated with heard me say it.
Ooh.
And so I pulled him aside outside, and I owned it. And I said, hey, I'm sorry.
Right.
I shouldn't have done that. It's never acceptable for me to talk to other employees about employees.
Mm-hmm.
That's a management thing. I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sorry that I did it, and it will never happen again.
Yeah.
And that is the difference between me and everybody else. I am not saying that I don't make mistakes. What I am saying is, when I make them and I recognize that I made a mistake, I will correct it. I will own it. I'm not going to hide away from it. I'm not going to be ashamed of it. And I will clarify and fix the problem.
Right.
That was step number 2. And step number 3 is that I'm just never going to quit. I have no interest in quitting. I don't care if it takes me 20 years to get where I want to go, 30, 40 years to get where I want to go. This is it for me. I'm going to do it until it is complete. And And I don't think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people don't know what their goals are. I think a lot of people are in it to make money. Once they get to $1 million, and once like I've made enough money to just support me and my family, I'm gonna stop. I will not stop until the job is complete, and the job is complete when I've accomplished all the goals that I've written on my board.
Right.
So,
Fair enough.
that's it.
Our timing.
Yep, that's all I got. How about you?
Yep, that's all I got.
Cool. That's all we got for you guys today. Get out of our face.